Good evening. Welcome to the Gelato Fiasco Evening News. This is lead anchor Noah Foley. We have a lot to go over, so thank you for tuning in. We're going to start by cutting to weather with Will Pote.
Hi, I'm out here in my backyard, and it's not snowing yet, but we're supposed to get, like, I don't know, I've heard 3 to 6, 5, 8, 5.
Researchers outside too, he's not doing a good job.
I'm getting fingers. Wait, how are you here?
What?
How are you here?
It's Gelato Fiasco Central News. I can walk into your backyard.
You're right. Okay, so
Cable news.
it's
Oh, we don't know the name of our news network.
it's really windy. There's no snow though. It's dark. It's getting kind of cold. Back to Noah Foley.
Okay. Thanks, Will. I'd just like to point out that it's the fourth. Oh, hold on. Oh, Will, you have something else. Okay, Will, go ahead.
Hi, it's Will Pote.
Will, you're live.
It's Will Pote from Gelato Fiasco. Hold on.
Will, hold on. We're losing you.
What are we?
What?
What news channel is this?
Gelato Fiasco Cable News.
Gelato. It's Will Pote. Gelato Fiasco Cable News. I'm standing here in my backyard. It's supposed to be the 4th snowstorm we've had nor'easter because we're in New England and they call it that for some reason. No.
Wait, what's that? It sounds like a wind's coming your way, Will.
Oh, no!
It appears we've lost Weatherman Will. Okay, we have other stuff to report. In more serious news, there's been another school shooting in Maryland. This makes, I don't even know how many this year, but what does that mean? That's not a good sign.
I'm back. 4th snowstorm.
Well, we
March.
didn't cut to you. You can't just live come on to this. That's not how that works. Have you ever seen the news?
Back to Noah Foley.
What's happening? What kind of show are we running? Where's our journalistic integrity?
This is the Gelato Fiasco News Channel.
That's not the name of it.
What are we?
What's that? This is the weakest intro we've ever. Oh, by the way, hi guys, welcome to the Gelato Fiasco podcast. In all seriousness, though, coming off of that issue of the Maryland shooting, Will and I have kind of decided to make a bold decision, and in the future few episodes, we're going to try to set up an episode to talk about gun control in America and the topic of gun control in relation to the school shootings that have occurred. We're going to try to bring in a few people who know a lot about the subject, and we're going to be talking with them. Will and I hopefully will be playing bystanders and allowing them to discuss. Maybe we'll all learn a little bit, but this is actually in a serious interest that we're trying to get a message across. We're going to probably title the episode. Actually, I'm not going to say what we're going to title the episode. But so that should be coming up soon. I looked up the Murder Mystery Dinner Theater. That is expensive.
In other news,
That's not happening soon.
toilet paper.
Oh, yeah. You have the thinnest toilet paper.
Yeah, because my parents are like really cheap. It's really bad. So you have to like use
thin. But I don't get how that toilet paper is dangerous though. Like if you
finger breaks through it or something.
Yeah, if your finger breaks through it, that's it. It's over.
Yeah, what you have to do is you have to take a bunch of it and like roll it up. Like it really defeats the purpose. But
yeah, because then aren't you just? I feel like it would almost be less expensive.
I think
to use 2 sheets of like thick toilet paper.
The biggest reason we have that toilet paper is because the toilets like can't handle thicker toilet paper, and because of that, we don't want the toilets to clog.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of makes sense. Well, I mean, if you're only using 1 or 2... No, that doesn't make sense. If you're only using 1 or 2 squares of the thicker one, I can't even imagine... I imagine that would still be less thick than, like, an entire snake of...
I'm aware, but people in this house don't know how to use 1 or 2 squares.
We're talking about Dan, right?
Yep. Dan, say hi. He's so funny.
Dan,
You have to watch the.
we're making a show.
You have to watch the Steve Kitchen project.
Thank you, researcher,
I don't even know what's going on.
for that unnecessary escalation. He's giving me the biggest smile right now. He's just so happy to be part of the gang.
In other news.
Oh, yeah.
My March Madness bracket is absolutely destroyed.
Okay, yeah. We're gonna cut to Will Pote with sports now.
Hi, it's Will Pote and what do we call it again?
What?
What's this news channel?
How hard is it to remember?
I just can't
Gelato
remember.
Fiasco Cable News.
Gelato Fiasco Cable News. And we're talking about March Madness right now here. If I go into my bracket, I put Michigan State as number 1, going in all the way. Bad decision as they lost to Syracuse. There's been a lot of upsets this year. University of Virginia, losing round 1 to UMBC. I guess UMBC's out in the second round because they're actually trash. Just UVA is just complete garbage. My bracket, because this is it's not really about everyone else, but it's about my bracket. I have the ability. Apparently, I have the ability to get 480 more points. It's actually gone up. I don't know how that happened. Oh my God, Loyola Chicago beating Tennessee in round 32. The second round. So we got the Sweet 16 coming up. Loyola Chicago going in against Nevada. Florida State, Gonzaga. I originally had Michigan, just Michigan, going all the way. They're still in it, so I should have done that. Villanova, I don't like Villanova, but they're still in it. Also, Duke, I believe Duke's still going strong. If it was me, so I was thinking that there was going to be a 16 seed beating the first seed upset this year. I was confident in it, but I was confident in my abilities of Penn. And you know what happened? Well, Penn lost first round, and I had Penn going to the Elite Eight. I originally had Penn going to the Final Two, and then losing to Michigan. Switched it up, and they're done. So if we keep going here, we got Kansas and Clemson, Syracuse, Duke. I think that Duke's gonna win that, obviously. So we'll bring it back to Noah Foley on the Gelato Fiasco. Was it Cable News?
My God. Thank you, Will, for that riveting discussion of past sporting events. I would like to, and by the time you've watched this, they're long past sporting events. So, time travel.
So whoever won.
On a shockingly different note, we are now receiving breaking news about a serial bombing suspect that has blown himself up as SWAT closed in. There's gonna be more on that story as we hear more from our sources.
Okay.
Oh, in other news, happy birthday, Mom. Today, March 21st, is my mother's birthday.
Nice.
She's a cool mom.
What's her name?
Her name is Mimi Ear Foley. Because Mimi means ear in Japanese. Stop clapping.
Do you have anything to say about your mom?
Yes, she's a good mom.
Is that correct grammar? I think it is. Just saying something's good. Makes sense.
What? You mean using an adjective to
Yeah,
describe a noun? Is that
yeah.
proper grammar? Yes, it is. Okay. Yes. I actually remember the time that you, me, and Nate went into Boston because my mother, for my birthday, had set up a scavenger hunt across the city of Boston.
So basically, as a remembrance of your mom's birthday, we're going to talk about what she did for your birthday.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that bad? Okay, my mother is a woman of high integrity. She is a patient woman, and she is one who is great at setting up inner city scavenger hunts. Those are her 3 talents. It's a diverse skill set. But actually, happy birthday, Mom. But we are going to use you now as a transition into a story we wanted to tell.
Well, in other news, the researcher just let us know that the tater tots are done.
Tater tots are ready.
Tater tots are done. He's bringing them down right now. But anyway, back to the thing you were going on.
Oh, yeah. So, well, you remember it. A lot of stuff happened that day. Basically, my mom gave me a backpack full of like 20 episodes. 20 episodes?
20 episodes. What is this?
20
Like,
envelopes.
What is this? Gelato Fiasco Cable News?
20 envelopes. And we went into Boston by train, and we walked around the city trying to. And then we would open an envelope, and she would there would be a question inside. We would call her when we had the answer.
Honestly, it was like really, really cool. I don't know. So she made that all up, like everything.
She went. I guess she did it in like I don't know how long it took.
So
her.
she went to Boston.
She went to Boston, looked around some of the big sites. Think about it, all of them were pretty close to each other in general.
And there were some hard ones. There were some hard questions.
There were some hard ones. There was a point in which you and Nate got really fatigued, and I was just running around ahead of you, finding answers, and you guys were like kind of over it at that point.
We were stuck in Harvard.
We did get stuck in Harvard for a while.
I was
there
there.
was a lot
and
of
some guy
questions
just
in
came
Harvard.
up to me and was like asked me a bunch of questions as if I was a student, and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, sir.
I remember that.
Is that
And
when
then
Nate got his map?
We touched the statue's foot. No, he didn't get the map that time. He came back another time and bought the map. I gave $20 to a street vendor, and he didn't even give me anything.
Oh yeah, we were trying to get directions, right? And then there was a guy who.
I thought you had to. He implied that I needed to bribe him if I wanted directions, and I only had a $20 bill.
Side note: the tater tots are in the room. I'm gonna have to snack some of those.
So there was a man who made balloons.
Oh my god!
In Boston Gardens.
Oh my god, they're hot.
And I gave him my $20 bill so that he could tell us where to go. I don't regret it.
Yeah, but it's definitely like I could be a balloon guy.
You think you could be a balloon guy?
Uh-huh.
I think I could be an actual journalist. I feel like I have that cold and cutting, like, factualness.
Well,
I feel like I handle stress well.
If we're talking about
fast talking.
Gelato Fiasco cable news, I did a much better job. So
You weren't an anchor.
I know.
You were a weatherman, and then you rambled about sports for like a minute and a half.
Well, that's because I was also the sports guy. I got two things. What do you got?
The news.
All right.
I told 2 actual news events.
I was talking about the weather.
Oh, jeez. Okay. By the way, I feel like I would be able to, because it's a very fast-paced job from what I can tell from watching The Newsroom on HBO, which is, by the way, a fantastic show. Really getting into that. Also really got into Veep, but it's in the off-season right now. I highly suggest you watch Veep. The only way I can describe Veep is it's the exact opposite of Parks and Recreation in tone.
So, like, Veep is, like, serious?
It's not serious, but, like, it's a lot meaner. Like, the comedy's a lot darker. Like, they're always, like, insulting each other. It's, like, not as friendly as Parks and Recreation felt. I mean, like, Parks and Recreation wasn't necessarily friendly, but it had, like, a more hopeful tune to the show
did not like
than Veep
Parks and
had.
Rec.
You only watched, like, the bad seasons, if I remember right.
I watched the first
season is awful. Your first 2 seasons are awful.
So I just could not handle Leslie. She is so annoying.
Her character's designed to be annoying.
I know, but why would I want to watch that when, like...
Because she doesn't end up... They expand on all of the other characters, so it's a lot more balanced. If the show stops being about her in entirety as you go on. And pretty much the biggest piece of advice I can give anyone going into Parks and Recreation is to not watch the first 2 seasons.
But I like to watch it all. Like, you gotta start from the
No,
beginning.
that's the thing. The first 2 seasons aren't necessary to follow the major plot lines of the rest of the show.
I don't know. If I had to choose between The Office and Parks and Rec, Office 100%.
I couldn't decide. I think they're 2 different.
I don't know, man. I just like the atmosphere.
They go for 2 completely different things. Parks and Recreation is very verbal comedy. They're making actual jokes. There's a lot of irony involved. It's very lighthearted, slapstick even sometimes.
Okay.
Whereas The Office is all of the humor in The Office is based off of uncomfortableness.
Well, that's the fun. But
secondhand embarrassment.
What Parks and Rec has, like, in their advantage, they do have Aziz. What's his last name?
Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, he's so fucking funny.
But he got in trouble.
Really?
You don't remember this?
No.
This was over a month and a half ago.
I probably heard about it, but...
He was part of the whole, like, Me Too outings.
And he got in trouble for that?
Yeah. He was actually the last major one, I think, that I heard about.
Oh.
That, like, got major coverage.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a big one.
But
in fact, he was really controversial because there was a lot of people arguing that he shouldn't have been outed. And that what he did comparably is not... You don't even know what he did. You know?
I don't know, but he's a great guy.
But, like, they argued that comparably, what they've done now is by outing him, they've destroyed his professional career. I'm not even sure if Master of None has been renewed.
Wait, so what did he do?
Which is his show. What?
What did he do?
I can't remember exactly what happened, but basically it sounded like he was technically harassing this girl without really realizing that what he was doing was offensive. And I guess a lot of this stuff was, like, out of context.
Well, it always is. Like, the James Franco thing. People are just tweeting saying...
I don't know about the James Franco. A lot more people came out after that first girl about the James Franco thing.
Yeah, but I feel like...
And plus, he also kind of looks like the sketchball who would do that, but, like...
I mean, yeah, he's an attractive man. He could easily do that.
You think he's attractive because you think you look a little bit like him.
That's not why. Did I say I looked like him?
You have the same smirk that you do.
I think you told me I looked like him.
Who did we say? Didn't you say that someone else looked like him? Didn't you say
I
Calvin
said Calvin
James
looks
Calvin
exactly
James
like
smirks
James.
like him? Yeah.
Exactly like him. It's like a younger version.
Yeah, maybe that's no. I'm not sure that's that close. I think it's just the face.
But I mean, just the whole, like, I know it's kind of a controversial topic now, but I just find it sketch when one person comes out. I mean, sure, people are afraid to, like, come out, I guess, but one person comes out and then just multiple people come out. I just feel like sometimes they're just making it up just to join the trend.
I don't know, but, like, I guess the question you have to ask in that case is, well, why? Why would they make it up? What?
Because people are jerks.
But why James Franco too? What? Do you,
Because if one person starts on James Franco, then it's easy just to piggyback on that. You know?
I can't just imagine. I can't just imagine being that so randomly malicious as to just pick a celebrity at random.
There are a lot of people in this world who do a lot of randomly malicious things.
I don't know, man. But like from what her
faith
testimonies were, she did not seem like an insane person.
Sure, one person.
I don't know.
I mean, I just don't think it's reliable when they're just tweets.
Yeah.
But regardless,
Mom, what do you think?
send us an email at.
Send us an email. We're making an email.
The Gelato Fiasco.
That's happening.
At gmail.com. We'll get it in the mail.
Well, no, we're gonna make the Steve Kitchen project at gmail.com probably.
Well, they're both.
And then like we can get Gelato
both
Fiasco
emails
stuff
in the description.
We're gonna make 2 emails.
Yeah, for the Gelato Fiasco.
Why can't we just have it all be under Steve Kitchen? It's easier that way. Actually, no. Let's make it a Gelato Fiasco email.
Yeah, it's easier.
Whatever.
You know?
Yeah.
Just in the description, you can email either hate mail.
Because this project
PayPal
originally was meant as like an after show for Steve Kitchen, but now it's kind of just evolved into its own thing.
Yep. And I mean, Steve Kitchen takes a lot longer to make, so we'll have another episode of that.
Amen.
In the works,
yeah, we have ideas. We know we keep saying that, but we actually. The problem is, there's certain things going on in the background that we don't want to talk about. That we have to like get past those obstacles to be able to. Oh, we have a weather update.
All right, it's Will Pote. I've just got breaking news that it has started snowing. Researcher might want to go check on that.
If you're outside, how is that breaking news?
Because I like to have multiple people in on the works of the news. I mean, this is my job, but
you're outside.
I'm outside, currently feeling the snow. According to someone else, it is not snowing, but I 100% see snow. All right, so I guess it's snowing, but it's not snowing. It's up for interpretation. Bring it back to Foley.
Will, no. Before you go, how do you think tonight's gonna play out snow wise? Will.
And the snow tonight. Thank you for bringing up that fantastic question, Noah Foley at Gelato Fiasco Cable News. Right, that's it. The snow, I don't think it's gonna be a lot. Probably like I said earlier, 3 to 6 inches max. Probably not gonna be school closings. Maybe a delay. I think both are highly unlikely. We got a 65% on the Johnson Index as of right now. We'll bring it over to the researcher to see what he has to say about the situation.
Private citizen researcher, what do you have to say on the subject? Profound. Thanks as always to the researcher for their intelligent addition to the show. We here at Gelato Fiasco Cable News purposefully put a small 5-second lag between the interviewer and the interviewee when we, like all major cable news networks, we try to make our communications lag as much as possible just to keep up our journalistic integrity. So that's maybe why you heard that small lag there. That's very much intentional. We do it as to try to up our ratings a little bit because we think that that's what makes major news networks successful, don't we, Will?
I agree, Noah Foley. That was very good. I'm going to bring it back to you now, and you can probably end it off right now for this section of cable news. Gelato Fiasco, what channel are we? 27. Bring it back, Noah Foley.
Okay, we'll be right back after these messages from advertisers that feed us the news stories that we give to you because we're actually just controlled puppets from that don't actually have any integrity whatsoever. From the makers of Charmin Ultra Soft comes Charmin Ultra Thin.
Are you ever finding yourself sitting in the bathroom and you think to yourself, damn, this toilet paper is too thick?
What would happen if we made this toilet paper not 4-ply, but 1-ply, and create little serrations on the inside so that your fingers slip through and touch your doo-doo?
When you're when you're sitting in the bathroom, you sometimes want to feel your finger in your butt.
I know that as me, an anthropomorphic talking blue bear. I know that I inherently and genetically have a nurtured obsession with thin toilet paper. My family has been eating toilet paper in the woods for the past 20 years, And here at Charmin, we want to make sure that we make the most inconvenient products for you at home for the highest price possible.
Although this is just audio, we have a demonstration right here showing our Charmin
Oh,
Ultra
yes.
Soft versus the Ultra Thin. As you can see, the Ultra Thin absorbs
watch
nothing.
the waitress Jenny sit and use our Ultra Soft, extra thick toilet paper.
It's extra Ultra Thin.
Look at that. Her hands are perfectly clean. Now, let's watch Aunt Jemima. Well, I don't know why it's Aunt Jemima. I just completely broke
As you can see in the diagram, the Ultra Thin absorbs all the liquid and still leaves more. While the Ultra Soft absorbs it all.
Here at Charmin, your inconvenience and upset and frustration at our product is our top priority. So make sure to use promo code DooDooFingers at checkout at whatever store that we sell Charmin at. Virtually every store, even mom and pop shops in the Midwest, will use our promo code. So that's that. Bye-bye. Talking Bear out.
Thanks for listening to our overly long commercial ad that went on for too long
And pretty much breaks all the rules of the what's it called? The broadcast the FCC's laws about commercial length.
Back to the Gelato Fiasco with Nate Dumont and Josh Jacobson.
Hi guys, this is the Gelato Fiasco with a D instead of a T in gelato. Very original. It's me, Nate Dumont, a local hipster.
And I'm Josh Jacobson, head of hair and head of makeup.
We're starting up our own news network to compete with the Gelato Fiasco cable news. We're gonna call it the the Gelato Fiasco cable news. Now, me, Nate Dumont, still, but in my other voice, we're gonna talk about a bunch of local news stories. Like,
Hey guys, Josh Jacobson here. I don't know what happened to Nate, but today in the breaking news, I heard Charmin created a new brand of toilet paper.
I'm the president of the student council!
It's not the student council, it's the
And the band!
and it's National Honor Society.
It's National Honor Society. What am I talking about?
Wait, who the hell are you?
What? No, I'm still Nate. It's just, I'm Noah Foley.
Wait.
Join us next time. This is falling apart. I can't believe we were originally going to do the news segment for like the first 2 minutes, and we're at minute 22, and we're still running with it. Okay. Actually, why don't we go through a few news stories, and then we'll go into some of the other stuff we had on our list.
All right, why not?
Okay, here. Let me try if I can.
I'm Will Pote, by the way.
I'm gonna pull
Weatherman,
up
sports enthusiast.
Now this, because the rhino story. Have you heard about this?
I have, just because you told me like 20 minutes ago.
Well, the audience isn't supposed to know that, but that's cool.
Well, tell me about the rhinos.
So I guess the last male northern white rhino has died at age 45. Whoa, that's really old.
What is that in rhino years?
I'm not sure they have rhino years.
Why didn't they have the rhinos like mate? Like, why did they just let him die?
I'm not sure. Here, let me read.
Are they like the kind of species who like just doesn't like to mate?
You mean like what, pandas?
Pandas, they just don't like to do it.
It's because the other two rhinos are his daughter and granddaughter.
Oh,
So it looks like that kind of is what happened.
Well, so basically they're going to have to make ancestral rhinos. To keep going.
Which actually can lead to a lot of genetic disorders, but I feel like at this point that might be better than just having no rhinos.
Well, I mean,
at least
there are
no
other kinds of
northern
rhinos.
white rhinos, yeah.
Well, I mean, really, do we want to go for like the moral side of things and not have incestual rhino families, or do we want to just keep up the rhinos?
Personally, I don't care.
I think we should have. What are you doing?
That was a spider.
Oh, well, you see, if that was a rhino, he would be extinct.
Well, there's two. Well, they have collected, from what I can tell, and I heard this earlier, they have collected DNA from the male that they can potentially use to try to carry on the species, but things are looking dire right now. It's not looking, especially because here it says conservationists moved the 4 remaining rhinos, 2 males and 2 females, from the Czech Republic to Kenya in 2009 to encourage mating, but their efforts failed. Yeah, this isn't good.
Well, we're gonna set up a GoFundMe. Use promo code.
I actually have to say, ivory trading really ticks me off. There was
What, ivory trading?
Ivory trading really, really bugs me.
Well, there's a lot of things like that.
But like they had a show on, I want to say like Animal Planet or Discovery Channel or even like National Geographic, one of those three.
Mm-hmm.
It was like about a group of American hunters that were hired by certain African countries, and they were allowed to come over and shoot poachers.
Really?
Yes, they were allowed to flat out murder poachers.
Weird.
Like that. This was government endorsed.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was a thing. I mean, like honestly, I can't complain.
Yeah. So like a rhino like dies if they lose their horn or whatever, right?
I think that's common. Yeah, it's like the same thing with like sharks and losing their shark fins. They can't swim.
Wait. So, but do they usually kill the rhino to get the ivory, or?
That makes that sound. I can't imagine them not.
Yeah. All right.
I
And then
mean,
there's like only like
I
one
feel like it'd be
species-
too dangerous
there's
to
only
try
like
to
one
subdue it by
species
putting it to sleep.
of elephant left, right?
No,
How many?
there's the Asian elephant and there's the African elephant.
That's only two though. Still not many.
I'm sure there's subspecies off of those. Just like the same thing with the rhino.
Check out the researcher. What do we got for that?
Yeah, researcher has really slacked off this episode. We were supposed to get more news about that serial bombing a while ago. Here at Gelato Fiasco Central News, the true Gelato Fiasco Central News, we try to be as prompt as possible.
Well, we got
with
data
informing
talks,
the
and that's pretty
public,
good.
informing the electorate. Okay. There's no use to crying over, and this is directly from Now This. There's no use crying over spilled milk, but tell that to the driver of a truck who spilled thousands of milk bottles across a road in England.
Well, check out the elephants.
Oh, yeah. There's tons of subspecies of elephant.
Really?
Yes.
I thought they were gonna go extinct soon.
Well, no, they are. I'm just saying. Well, it's you have to think about how these quantities are set up too.
Well, anyway, and speaking of that whole milk thing, there was actually like a severe accident.
This morning, yeah.
It was actually not this morning. It was yesterday afternoon,
Okay.
and they're still like fixing it.
I heard a guy went off of a bridge.
He went
at
off
95 miles an hour.
So what happened? I know the story from various sources. I don't know how true it is, but basically there was a 60-year-old man driving on the highway, on the freeway, and there's a bridge over just the street that is near my house, and he was drinking coffee and started choking on the coffee, swerved off the bridge, and then just went literally fell 30 feet down from the bridge in his car. His car lands flat on both wheels.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah.
So he's fine. The car is not in good condition. But imagine just driving down the street and you just see a car fall.
Yeah.
Or imagine if you're driving.
That's like the sky falling.
Yeah, imagine if you're driving behind that guy and you just see him swerve to the side off the bridge. I didn't even think it was possible to get off the bridge because I thought there were side things.
He was moving at 95 miles per hour, I heard.
No. He was on 95.
Oh.
But what's weird because I lost power because of this because he crashed into a telephone pole. But he luckily did not land in the street. He landed next to the street.
Okay, so the 24-year-old suspect behind a string of bombings in Austin killed himself with an explosive early Wednesday. The suspect was found in a vehicle in a hotel parking lot, and the vehicle left the parking lot and wound up in a ditch before the man detonated the device. Police believe that he was behind 4 other recent bombings in Austin and had a 5th bomb at a FedEx facility near San Antonio.
Wait, there were 4 bombings in Austin already?
Yeah.
Recently?
I guess so.
Wait, so he just killed himself there?
Yeah, because I guess they had him.
And so he blew himself up.
Yeah, you know what's funny though? When we were going over, what was I talking about before? What were you talking about? Oh, the driving thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the hot coffee case?
No.
It is a very, very famous court case that happened involving a McDonald's and a woman who spilled coffee on herself. But here's the thing: this is before our time. But I was watching Adam Ruins Everything. Great show. Recommend you watch it. And it talks about how that case is actually incredibly misunderstood by the public, and the public believes certain things about that case to be true that aren't true at all, based on the misinformation that was spread by McDonald's.
Okay, so what was the case?
Okay, so basically what everyone thinks the case is that it was a woman who spilled coffee on herself and burned her legs. Not very severely, but then she sued McDonald's to try to get compensation for her troubles.
Okay.
And that case was regarded as one of the biggest examples of people wasting the time of the justice system with to try in an attempt to get money.
But she's fully allowed to do that.
Yeah, but it became basically after that case, it became a lot more cases were kind of disregarded based on the fact that they were seen as wasting the court's time, or they were much more looked down upon. But the problem is that case isn't how that happened at all. What happened is that the coffee was first of all, it was at a temperature that was not lukewarm, was not hot. It was incredibly hot. In fact, the employees of that McDonald's actually admitted to way overheating the coffee, just because so that it would stay warmer longer, and so that they wouldn't. I forget there was a reason why, but literally this woman was only given $640,000. She was hospitalized for 8 days while she underwent skin grafting because she had third-degree burns on both of her legs.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's how hot the coffee was. Also, people believe that I think that it was a young woman. It's actually, if I remember, she wasn't even driving the car, so it wasn't even her.
She spilled the coffee in her car.
No, I think the coffee got spilled on her. She's not a young woman like she was portrayed. She was an old woman. Her son was driving the car. So it's not her lack of attention that caused the accident as well. I can't exactly remember the rest because I don't know. This was a while that I've heard this. She was 79.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So wait, you're saying she got $64,000 from the case?
$640,000.
Did she win?
Yeah. Well, no. Given the fact that she got $640,000, it looks like they just settled it out of court. Just from what I'm reading. Yeah. Oh, here. The exact action that happened is Liebach placed the coffee cup between her knees and pulled the far side of the lid towards her to remove it. And because there were no cup holders in the Ford Probe that she was riding in with her son, Liebach was wearing cotton sweatpants. She spilled the entire cup of coffee on her lap. They absorbed the coffee and held it against her skin,
oh my God,
scalding her thighs, buttocks, and groin.
Jesus.
She had suffered third-degree burns on 6% of her overall skin and lesser burns over 16% of her body.
Jesus Christ.
Here's the sick part about that. McDonald's, to try to undermine her, set up her case to appear to the public as if she was being greedy and wasting the time, to try to undermine her entire character.
Wow.
Yeah. Big legal drama, that one.
Wow. Well.
So we had a safety day at school the other day.
Yeah. So I guess we're going about safety. So
why not? Yeah.
But yeah.
Might as well.
Yesterday, I forget what they called it, like something like worship or whatever, like safe choice worship, I think it was, or something like that.
It was just...
No, it was some weird name.
One Love.
No. It was like actually like, I think it was like safe choices worship or something like that. Look.
No, I don't care enough to.
But it was basically just discussing like college safety, but then also like talking about consent, like what is it, like sexual assault and all that.
Abusive relationships. All those juicy topics.
Yeah, so there was one video that really stuck out to me, which was how consent, because consent's kind of like gray, you never know what's going on with consent.
They tried to show us a video that made a very serious topic seem a lot more light and humorous than it was.
Yeah, it was called it's like consent is the same as a cup of tea.
Consent is like tea.
Consent is like tea. Made by a British man, so it was appropriate because they like their tea. And basically just went on to talk about how, like, if I'm making a cup of tea and then I'm like, Noah, do you want a cup of tea?
Sure, I'd love a cup of tea.
He wants a cup of tea.
I'm enthusiastic about this tea.
I'll make him a cup of tea and he gets a cup of tea. But now if I ask Noah for a cup of tea, do you want a cup of tea?
Actually, I think I've changed my mind after seeing what the tea looks like.
So I made the tea, but now he doesn't want tea. So
that
I can't
tea
give
is
him
disgusting.
the tea. I can't give him the tea.
You're not even a man.
Because although he consented to the tea originally, now that I'm about to give him the tea,
I've changed my mind.
And he does not consent anymore, I am not allowed
my
to
favorite
then
thing is that
force him down.
They then showed a graph about, like, enthusiasm for tea in relation to time. And I'm like, how much time does it take to make this tea? And what does that symbolize in this analogy of consent? Like, what is that supposed to symbolize?
So they kept
How
going
long
on.
does it take to make this tea?
That's probably why they consent, but anyway. So they kept going on, just providing different examples. Like, if you're making someone a cup of tea, and then they go unconscious, do not force them to drink the tea. If you make someone if someone consents to the cup of tea, and then goes unconscious,
they still might not want the cup of tea at that point.
Then their consent is completely invalidated.
They cannot consent to having tea.
You cannot consent to tea when you're unconscious. And it just goes on about all these different various examples.
And then it made one of the most
yes, at the very
sophomoric jokes at the end.
At the very end of the video, it's like, yeah, so remember, consent, like a cup of tea, don't force people to drink tea. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go have a cup of tea. And if you've got a little bit of a brain, you could probably tell that is a masturbation joke, talking about how he wants to go masturbate because he's giving himself consent for some tea.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
No problem. So now whenever I'm going to do that...
I prefer my tea black.
Noah prefers his tea black. I prefer...
I do.
I prefer...
An Earl Grey, it's killer.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm not kidding. I love Earl Grey.
I
will always have Earl Grey whenever I go to a hotel.
In all seriousness, I don't like tea.
You don't like tea?
I don't like tea.
It's because you haven't had the right tea.
I have not had the right tea.
You've had bad experiences with tea. You've been a little hurt
I don't know.
in the past.
People always just force me to drink their tea.
You had to stay in a shelter for a while because of bad tea you drank.
Yeah, well,
okay, this is getting dark.
I'm gonna go after this podcast. I'm gonna go try a bunch of tea. How about that?
I don't know what to say to that.
Okay.
I think we've made light of a dark topic enough. We should probably move on.
Well, anyway, I don't know if you remember, but a while ago we did discuss the quiz bowl that we did.
Yes, and now that's finally aired.
It did air. Did you watch it?
We're allowed to talk about it. No, I couldn't watch it.
I just didn't care because I'm only there for like a couple seconds.
Yeah, I literally.
It's probably gonna be
I turned it on for 3 minutes and then I saw myself get a question wrong. I'm like, I can't watch this because I know where this is going.
We can probably find it.
Oh, it's online. You can find it online.
Oh, cool.
If you're in Massachusetts, at least you
That's
can.
Cool. Well, anyway, but yeah. So I can reveal the results. We lost
by one
question.
That was rough.
It was actually really close, and because the first round it wasn't doing so hot, but then we came back.
We were getting killed in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, but y'all came back a lot.
What ended up being our downfall was listening. Like we were trying to make sure we were all on the same page about the answer we were going to give so much that we missed key parts of certain questions.
Like, I cannot believe you got the ostrich question wrong.
That wasn't me.
That was Yasu who got that one wrong.
Yes, but I understand why he got that one wrong. Because what happened is, all we heard at the very beginning was world's fastest bird, and then Nate immediately leans over and says peregrine falcon. I lean over and say Tiasa peregrine falcon, but as we're doing that chain of communication, they said that on 2 legs.
Yeah, but then the other team buzzed in and said emu.
But at that point, you have no idea. When you're in there and you're nervous, you get tunnel vision.
Yeah, I got you.
You get crazy tunnel vision.
Yeah, so that one was like, I was like, oh no.
We were focused so much on communication, discussing, that it actually kind of got in the way in the end.
Then wasn't there like that Shakespeare play or something that you got wrong?
No, that's not a Shakespeare play. That's a Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh, okay.
It was like about who is Stanley's wife, and I couldn't remember if it was Blanche or Stella. But I knew it was one of the two. I took a 50-50 shot and I got it wrong. No, I said Blanche.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's Stella, and the famous scene, Stella!
Yeah, I get it.
Stella!
Yeah, okay. But, yeah, so ultimately, I was in the audience. I was the, what was it, the substitute or what it was called?
You were the sub, yeah.
The sub, yeah. So, I got a good time in, But, Josh Jacobson, pulled through, took my place.
Yeah. Josh only answered 2 questions in the entire show. He got them both right. I will say he got them both right.
He got them both right.
But there was one question where it's like, what is the world's fastest land mammal? And the question ended quickly, so we all buzzed. And then I looked down the line, and neither me, Yasa, nor Nate have got the question. And I look over, and none of the other teams' little bulbs are lit up. So I'm like, what? And then I look over, and Josh is lit up, and then he leans in, and he's like, cheetah.
I cannot believe, because, like, I was watching from the audience, and just when Josh finally got one, I was like, oh my god. I was
what if he blew that
please
question?
Get this right.
What if he got it wrong?
He's just, cheetah. But he's
Persian cat.
Meowth.
Pikachu.
Turtle.
I like turtles.
Head of hair.
How
are we doing this?
Yeah,
and then he also got in the head-to-head round. He got
Darwin, but it took both of those people in that a surprising amount of time to be able to guess Charles Darwin. Like, neither of them buzzed. Like, it wasn't like a rush thing.
But what was good though is that Josh did not buzz on stuff he did not know.
Yeah, no, that was good, and that was like the one thing we told him going in. Like, you got here by luck, like it or not. We're glad you're here, but don't kill us.
And he did not.
He did not.
So good for
I
him.
ended up killing us in a way with that mumps question.
All right. Well, so did Yasa.
I wasn't listening to a question. I heard MMR vaccine, and then I wasn't listening because I got excited that I knew what all three of the MMR viruses are, and it's mumps, measles, mumps, and rubella. And then he's like, two of them include measles and rubella. What is the third? All I heard is, what is the third? So I assume the third is rubella. So I'm going to say rubella. I hit the buzzer. I miss it. The other team gets it. They lean in and say rabies.
Yeah, they said rabies.
So now, in my head, that's solidified rubella.
But the thing is
Yasa
that...
leans over and Nate leans over and they're like, mumps, say mumps. I buzz in and I'm like, rubella.
Like...
Imagine how that sounded to him, too.
Yeah.
The MMR vaccine covers 3 major viruses. Measles, rubella, and what third virus? Rabies! No. Rubella!
The fact that both teams made the same R mistake.
But, like, rubella was in the question.
Yeah, I don't think it would have... I don't think it would have mattered in the end because they did win by technically 2 questions because they got that last one at the very last second.
I'm calling it 1 question.
But if you guys gotten the ostrich question right and the mumps question,
It doesn't
right,
matter because like the distance for us to have a chance was 1 question,
regardless.
and we killed it in that last round.
Yeah,
The fire
you
lightning
guys
round was
came
always
back-
our best round.
You guys came back so like a lot. I was very surprised.
Like 1 more question, I was confident we could get it.
Yeah, it was literally going like in the last like I don't know how long. It was literally like we were winning, they were winning, we were winning, they were winning, like back and forth by like 10 points, and then last second. I don't think you guys should have just.
It was
buzzed in.
what year did Abraham Lincoln get elected for his 2nd term?
Yeah, and in that, I think you said this, but like it would have been the smartest strategy just to buzz in no matter what, even if you didn't know,
Yeah.
because you had to get that right to win anyway.
Yeah, like if we got it wrong, we've still lost. So
Yeah.
like
there was no harm, but they ended up getting it and they got the.
that was a
question right.
bad day. That was a bad day for us. I mean, like we should be proud that we were on like live state television. Anyway,
Yeah.
not live, but you get the point.
Yeah.
A good day that I had is the time that we went to Good Harbor Beach. That was a fun day.
Yeah,
for
a
me.
good day for Good Harbor Beach. So one day we were just, I think we were. At
We were
my
doing
house.
physics for hours.
Oh yeah.
It was a split decision because we were so tired of working.
Because over the summer we had a lot of AP Physics work, and I think it was Noah's idea. He wanted to go to a beach.
I feel like we literally spent 24 hours a week doing physics.
Oh, a lot. Like I have not worked on something that like as long as that.
Yeah.
It was, and the thing is, the level of work on that stuff does not compare to the level of work actually in the class.
Yeah.
Like we were sitting there like we're gonna be screwed in this class, but like
Oh yeah, I remember we said that a bunch.
yeah, but we have not had like anything like that difficult. There are some like proofs and stuff, but like it's not really not that hard. I remember that I found out that like a lot of those problems were from MIT's physics
Yeah.
class.
There was like a whole page of them. It wasn't
Yeah.
all of them, but there was like
Yeah.
a specific 3
Yeah, like that one with the ramp.
and like the crane or
Oh
something.
my god, yeah, there was a lot of terrible ones. But anyway, so
Yeah.
we decided to go to a beach. So we
We're
went,
like, let's go to the beach. I haven't been to the beach all summer. Will, take me to a beach.
yeah, and like I heard from a friend that Good Harbor Beach was a good beach to go to. So I was like, sure, we'll go. I think it was like, how long was it? Like an hour away?
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah,
it was
so
in the Cape.
Yeah, it was like no, it was actually further north, I think.
I remember we crossed into the Cape.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so we go to the beach. It took us like
No,
an hour
because
to
remember
get
we
there.
went to Anthony Walsh's Cape house.
No, that was not that.
That's not on the same
No,
day?
no, that was
Oh,
when
that
we
was the
went
day
to
we went to
Hyannis.
Hyannis. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
that
Never
was
mind.
when
It
we went to
wasn't in the Cape.
But anyway, so we get there and it's already like 7:00 or something like that.
When we show up to the beach, the sun is starting to
The
set.
sun is starting to set. So we get there. I think we went in the water like for like 5 minutes.
We were trying to fight the waves.
Yeah.
We were literally like making a scene, trying to like physically fight. Like I was throwing punches at
Yeah.
walls of water coming at us. Oh, it's in
It is north from us.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I agree. It's like in the part of it's like near Ipswich. It's in the part of Massachusetts that juts out that's not Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Like it's above Cape Cod.
Yeah. So the water actually wasn't bad, but we got there. The sun was already starting to set, so we kind of like took pictures, which is kind of cool.
You never sent me any of those.
Yeah, I know. I still have them on my
You're
phone.
such a jerk.
Well, that reminds
You
me.
owe me so much. You owe me $40.
No, I owe you less now.
You owe me $39, Will. It's $39.
Jesus Christ.
You only took $1 off.
All right.
You owe me 2 pairs of pants that I lent you a year and a half ago.
Well, I lost one of those, so I'll just give you the other pair.
You technically owe me like $40 for a video game that you just never gave me back.
It was not $40.
The video game is worth about $40.
Whatever.
So you owe me actually closer to $80.
Whatever.
You owed me that $40 since. Yeah, it's been a year and a half.
What did I even get from that?
What?
Ramen.
Yeah. But then you
Right.
spent like a ton while we were in there.
All right. Well, anyway, regardless,
Oh my god.
I never sent him the pictures that we took.
Yeah.
Probably won't ever.
So we're heading home. We're having a great day. It's summer. We're
Yeah.
we're really enjoying
Yeah, so the
ourselves because
thing
we
is-
finally got a break.
The thing is that Noah's phone was dead, and I've used too much data on my cell phone.
My phone was dead because this was in the time when like the phone was starting to go on the decline that we discussed in episode 3.
Yeah. So I had no data at the moment because I used up all of my gigabytes or whatever. So we were just winging it on the way home because I was like, I remember how to get home, and he was like, yeah, whatever. So we get home. So I actually know. I think you said you knew. I know what happened. Like how we made the wrong turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know what happened. But anyway, so
It's because like one road was labeled north
yeah.
when we were actually going south.
I was supposed to
Something
stay.
like that.
I was on 95 south, and I was supposed to stay on 95 south. For some reason, I don't know why. I went and I took a turn to 93 north, and 93 north goes right to Boston. So I don't ever drive to Boston because I have no need to do that. So I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to Boston right now. And I'm like, okay, whatever. No, do you have can you give me directions so I can get out of here? And he's like, well, my phone's dead. And I'm like, oh, I can't do that either. So I had to call.
So we're trapped in
Yeah,
Boston.
I'm literally just driving around in Boston, like, oh god. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to call my dad and ask him to turn on my data. So I call him. I'm like, he's like, where are you? Because I never even told him I never told either of my parents.
Yeah, we never told them we were going to
We
the
never
beach.
told them. So I was like, where are you? He's like, oh yeah, I just went to like the beach like an hour away. So I'm like, when
I've
do you
been
get home?
gone for a
It's
couple
like,
hours.
We literally got home like 10 p.m.
Oh my
'Cause
god, I forgot about
it took
that.
like almost 2 hours to get
That
home
was
eventually.
such a fun day, though. I was not worried about anything. I could just enjoy myself. We sat on the beach. I was like bragging about how Nate brought me that bag back from Colombia, and I
Oh,
kept
yeah. What is it
referring to
called?
it as my authentic Colombian mochila bag.
Mochila bag. Yeah, you literally okay. And you're like, I'm gonna carry this around everywhere, and then never.
I use it for certain things. You
Okay.
just don't see me use it.
All right. Well, anyway, so my dad's like, "Where the hell are you?" And I'm like, I'm in Boston right now. I need.
Imagine this from your dad's from your dad's perspective. This is like answering rubella to a question that mentions rubella.
He's like, I'm just like, I need my data to be turned on so I can get directions home. He's like, fine or whatever. He doesn't really ask me any questions. So I get the data back on, and like, turns out I didn't even need the directions because I made the correct turns anyway and was already on my way out. But it was still like, I guess it still was useful in the end. But so I get home at like 10 p.m. when we left at like 8 or whatever. We were only at the beach for like an hour, and my parents were not very happy. But it's whatever. I got some cool pictures.
I'm just thinking in my head what we should make the question of the day because we're gonna have to wrap up soon because I gotta go home to celebrate my mom's birthday. I
Yep.
literally cannot think of a question. We've had no discussions of any topics that are question worthy.
Well, we can ask, what kind of toilet paper do you use at your house?
Oh yeah, what is the brand and the exact type? I almost said model. What is the model of toilet paper that you are equipped with in your home?
This episode, remember, is sponsored by Charmin Ultra Thin. So
the talking bear.
make sure to use.
Nate Dumont.
Make sure to use promo code. What was it, like poo fingers, whatever?
Doo-doo fingers.
Make sure to use promo code doo-doo fingers.
That's like the most sophomoric, immature joke we've made on this show so far.
Yeah, I hate it, but whatever.
It happened.
Yeah, and remember the flavor of the day is chocolate.
It's very non-ironically, it's chocolate fudge.
Chocolate moose tracks.
Moose tracks.
Moose tracks.
What you leave behind when you use ultra thin toilet paper.
So thanks for watching. We'll get one final news report, probably, maybe.
Yeah.
Check in on the Gelato Fiasco news cable news.
So, local news. I got nothing. I gotta be honest. I'm out.
Well, I'm Will Pote, out here,
And I'm Noah Foley.
and I just wanted to let you know
Good night and good luck.
it is not snowing anymore.
Stay classy, San Diego.